Hey, what's up guys? Austin back with another video. And in today's video, I want to go through with you an email that I got from one of my clients, and she's basically reaching out because she's concerned that what she's doing is not sufficient enough to reduce love handles and belly fat. And so I'm gonna read through kind of what she sent me and what she's been doing, and let's see if she's doing everything optimally to get herself on track to lose the weight that she's looking to lose. And my overall goal with this is that hopefully you can pull through some useful information from going through this email that might be useful to you and your fitness goals. Now, this person is gonna remain nameless, but maybe some of the things that she says applies to currently what you're doing, and so maybe this might just help you out. So let's go ahead and get through the email. Now, to give you a little context of where this email is coming from, currently at Orange Theory Fitness, where I am a coach at, we're having an 8-week transformation challenge. And at this point, we're approaching the midpoint way through this 8-week challenge. So here's the email. Hey Austin, I'm writing because I think I need some help. We're starting week 4 into the challenge and I'm still having trouble with targeting areas I want to see results in. I'm not one of those people that can come to Orange Theory every day. I have to space my workouts out or I'm exhausted and my limbs hurt so bad I can't function. So I try to go 3 to 4 times per week, which I feel is sufficient. So let's address that right there. First off, if you don't know about Orange Theory Fitness training, Orange Theory Fitness, it's high intensity interval training classes led through a coach/trainer. They lead you through the entire hour-long workout, use treadmills, rowing machines, and then weight stations in the full hour-long workout. Now, personally for me, and I'm a firm believer in not doing Orange Theory more than 4 days a week. If you are truly committing your best to a very intense, very effective, high-intensity workout, you shouldn't need to do that more than 4 days a week. And like she says here, you know, if she does more workouts, she's exhausted and limbs hurt so bad she can't function. Well, that just tells me that she knows how to push hard and that she's listening to her body. One of the best benefits of high intensity interval training is really pushing your body to its maximum potential, really working it to its max. And sometimes in these sort of fitness classes, some people fall into this like format of doing like 6 days a week of like 80% effort, which is not nearly as effective as 4 days a week of giving it your all and then giving your body that active rest in between that it needs. So this 3 to 4 days a week is ideal. You don't want to change that. I highly recommend that you don't freak out feeling like you need to do more classes. 4 a week is perfect. And as someone who's been in the fitness industry for a while, and this is just mainly going out to people that don't know about Orange Theory, Orange Theory is one of the few things that I've experienced in my fitness journey that I can 100% like totally get behind. Like, it actually works. And if you've never taken an Orange Theory class before, you should, because it is truly the highest calorie burning fitness class out there that helps you build overall total fitness. Highly recommended. But anyway, moving on. As for my diet, I really do follow the 80-20 rule. My husband and I eat healthy Sunday through Thursday, but when the weekend rolls around, we may treat ourselves. We cook every day, usually, but Friday or Saturday nights, maybe date night where we eat something we've been craving. My meals consist of breakfast, oatmeal or avocado toast, eggs and Greek yogurt with granola. Lunch, always either quinoa or cauliflower rice with ground chicken and veggies. I try and pair some fruit with this as well, clementine oranges or a handful of berries. Nice. Snacks, almonds, string cheese, granola, or if I'm really hungry, PB&J. Dinner we usually cook at home, so it's chicken or other lean protein, brown rice, and veggies. So when looking at this, obviously I come from a little bit of a bias of following an entirely plant-based diet, but from looking at this sort of from, you know, an objective view, this is very limited in a lot of processed foods, which is awesome. You're sticking to mainly home-cooked foods, which is the way to go, for sure. And as far as your choices go for most of your foods, you know, I think you're doing a great job, but I think you need to emphasize more of the vegetables. And I'm not seeing a single serving of beans in this list of foods. And beans are the second healthiest foods in the world. What's the first? Dark green leafy vegetables. Beans and greens keep you leans. So for instance, what I would recommend, substituting out maybe instead of a dinner of, you know, chicken, brown rice, and veggies, why not cook up some kidney beans that you add some garlic and onions and some spices to, and then make up a huge thing of vegetables to throw in and then mix that with a little bit of rice. Bingo, you've got your beans in, and now you've included a lot more fiber and a lot more nutritious food, and this is gonna help you feel more full because you're getting in a lot more fiber, and also with all those extra micronutrients in things like the beans and the lots and lots of vegetables, that's just gonna make your body feel full. But as far as limiting the processed foods, that's awesome. And if you're making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that's totally cool. Hopefully you're using a whole grain bread. Remember my bread rule. If you don't know about it, if you look at the back of the bread, check out total carbohydrate to fiber ratio. You're looking to get that ratio from 5 to 1 or less. So for instance, if a slice of bread had total carbohydrate 25 grams and then dietary fiber 5 grams, well, that's your 5 to 1 ratio. Bingo. But a lot of breads you'll find will have numbers like, total carbohydrate 22 grams, dietary fiber 1 gram. That's like a 22 to 1 ratio. Not ideal. You want to include more fiber into your diet. Fiber is one of those things that really just helps you feel full and feel satisfied, and helps you digest carbohydrates in a way that keeps your blood levels very stable throughout the day, so you're not getting these massive spikes and crashes in your blood sugar. And when you're talking about veggies, if you mean 4 to 5 broccoli florets, that's not veggies. You need to really just throw in just whatever kind of vegetables you like and just make a butt ton of those vegetables because they're so low in calories but so high in nutritional density, they are going to make you so full without actually being a lot of calories. And when we're looking to lose weight, we have to remember that we have to be consuming less calories than your body is burning in a day, and over time your body will use the stored body fat as that extra fuel to make up for the caloric deficit. So more beans, more greens, and vegetables in general. Other than that, keep staying away from the processed foods and make sure you're getting some whole grain breads if you're deciding to make something like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Those would be the main recommendations. And of course, things like chicken and cheese and things like that, we don't actually need at all. You don't need to really worry about your protein intake, especially when you're doing something like Orange Theory. You're getting your protein from all the other foods that you eat. I always recommend including as many whole plant foods as possible. Moving on. I food log everything. I keep myself accountable and write every little thing I eat every day in a planner, as well as my water intake. I highlight what I necessarily consider bad so I can see how much bad I've been eating. That is so awesome. Food tracking your food on a daily basis, that is doing better than 99% of people. And you should be proud of yourself for doing that. One challenge to myself that I did when I started this challenge was I gave up coffee. I felt like caffeine kept me bloated. I never drank more than 4 ounces a day, but 4 weeks in and I still look the same. Well, as far as giving up coffee goes, black coffee on its own has very little to basically no calories in it at all. Now, if you were making these coffee beverages with added dairy products or added sugar, things like that, well, that's great that you cut that out. And as far as the actual caffeine having an effect on your weight, I wouldn't necessarily consider that the caffeine was causing you to gain or lose any weight. If your coffee beverages had any sort of extra calories to them, it's probably a good idea that you cut them out. But cups of black coffee, a few cups of that, which is basically 0 calories at all, I wouldn't consider that something that was contributing to any sort of weight gain or preventing you from getting any sort of weight loss. Moving on, and I'm sorry, but I want to enjoy my life. Don't we all? So I drink an occasional glass of wine or eat a slice of coworker's birthday cake. I've tried cutting those things out and all it does is make me sad, LOL. Well, we don't want to feel sad, and everybody needs to have a little something on occasion, and that is totally cool. The idea is if we can be good most of the time, these little treats here and there are not going to make a big difference on the grand scale of your fitness/weight loss journey. So I wouldn't beat yourself up about those things. As long as you're not having a birthday cake every single day, you should be okay. So my concern is, what else can I do to help slim my tummy and love handles? I've been coming to Orange Theory for a year now, and my diet has been on full effect since last June. All I'm seeing is my arms and legs toning, which is awesome, but man, I still feel fat. Okay, now hold up. That is excellent, by the way. Coming to Orange Theory for a year, diet in full effect since June, arms and legs toning up, you're getting fitter, faster, stronger, becoming a better version of yourself. It's a bummer you say you still feel fat. We have to keep in mind that when it comes to losing body fat, you can't target body fat in certain spots. everybody is going to lose weight differently from different portions of their body first, and typically the most stubborn parts of our body are the last parts of our body to lose the weight. And that is just how the cookie crumbles. But before you beat yourself too much about still feeling fat, I want you to think about how far you've come in the last year. Seriously, take a step back. Where were you a year ago? Not just physically, but mentally as well. Think of all the good habits that you've gained this year, all of the aerobic fitness, all of the strength gains, and the confidence you've built in yourself. Like, that is so awesome. And in just 1 year, you've got decades and decades and decades of life to live and so much fitness to gain. These things really do just take time. I know I can drink more water. I average about 40 ounces, which is not enough, but with work, I do not have time to keep running to the bathroom. I feel ya. As far as water goes, I would base your hydration more based off of how you feel. I'm not necessarily a believer in constantly just chugging water because you're just like, oh, I just need to chug some water. If you're feeling thirsty, drink some water, and yes, keep a water bottle by your desk or whatever you're doing for work, because if it's there, you'll sip on it and you'll get in the water that you need. But I wouldn't overly think the water, like I need to just be chugging gallons of water day to day. Keep a water bottle with you everywhere you go, sip on it throughout the day, and you're most likely getting all the water that you need. I don't use supplements for working out because I would rather just eat food. That is the way to go. Absolutely. I do take vitamins every day, daily multi, flaxseed oil, calcium, vitamin D, probiotic, and vitamin C. Should I be supplementing other exercises at home, like ab exercises, on days I'm not coming to Orange Theory? Okay, so that's that tail end of the email. As far as the supplements go, taking a little multivitamin and vitamin D, especially in the wintertime when it's, cloudy and stuff, these aren't going to be having negative impacts on your weight loss overall. They're just little safety measures, and so there's nothing wrong with taking those. And I wouldn't recommend taking in any other supplements. There's most likely nothing else that you really need to supplement with. Of course, having a blood test done to see which vitamins you're deficient in, well, that would help you kind of gauge what kind of dietary choices you would need to change for those. But if you're feeling okay, then I would say supplement-wise, you're good to go. As far as supplementing other exercises at home, like ab exercises, okay, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing specifically ab exercises because, again, we can't target belly fat loss specifically. Our body loses body fat over our entire body, and those most stubborn areas are the last areas to lose the body fat. But because you're doing a high-intensity interval training workout for an hour, 3 to 4 days a week, on those days in between, we want to think of those as active recovery days. Not necessarily just full rest days where you sit on your butt and you do nothing. Active recovery in this idea of basically getting your body moving in some sort of light, enjoyable activity. Something like a brisk walk outside with your husband, or maybe a YouTube yoga class, or maybe you're gonna go, take your bike out and go spin around the park or something like that. Something that's light but gets your body moving, maybe even a little bit sweaty, elevate your heart rate a little bit. That's the idea, because humans were supposed to be active creatures, and this is just only going to contribute to helping you burn a few more calories during the day, help you establish that caloric deficit that you're looking for in order to lose weight. So on those days in between your high intensity training, try to incorporate some active recovery days by doing some enjoyable activities, like I mentioned, like the walking outside, or the cycling around the neighborhood, or the YouTube yoga class. Something that is moving, gets you active, but isn't necessarily as straining as high intensity training. So hopefully that answers some of your questions specifically, and I hope that this might have, brought in some insight to things that you might be doing, those that are watching this video. I'm just here to try to help provide information. It's tough to help out everybody, but hopefully this might have given you some sort of general guidance towards some little changes you can make to help you get towards your fitness goals. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think down below. I would love to hear from you. Shoot me an email and maybe I'll record it. We'll cover it on video so that everyone can learn about it. And that way we can just spread the fitness love. So thank you guys so much for watching. And with that, I will see you in the next video.